Welcome to Tell Me More, the audiobook show where we squeeze an entire book into a 5-minute smoothie of wisdom, wit, and just a dash of sarcasm. Because who has time to read when your attention span is shorter than a TikTok dance? Whether it's self-help, sci-fi, or that one classic you pretended to read in school, we break it down, shake it up, and serve it to you with zero spoilers and plenty of sass. Think of us as your book club's cooler, more rebellious cousin, the one who skimmed the book, made a meme about it, and still had the hottest take. And hey, if you're enjoying this chaos disguised as culture, smash that follow button on all the socials. We're talking Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, MySpace. Okay, not MySpace, but tell me more everywhere else. Follow us, or risk sounding like you've never heard of that book. Now buckle up. Brainiac, your 5-minute literary roller coaster, is about to begin. This is Tell Me More.
Welcome to Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. Over the next 10 minutes, we'll journey through the mind's two systems of thinking, the quick, intuitive impulses of System 1 and the deliberate, effortful reasoning of System 2. Together, these systems shape our judgments, choices, and behaviors, often without our conscious awareness. Prologue: Two minds, one brain. Kahneman begins by dividing the mind into two modes. System 1, which thinks fast, leaps to conclusions, and operates automatically. And System 2, which thinks slow, weighs evidence, and exerts self-control. Imagine walking down the street, detecting a smiling face. System 1 in action, solving a complicated math problem. System 2 taking the wheel. These systems collaborate, but they also conflict, leading to both brilliance and bias. Chapter 1, The Law of Least Effort. System 2 is lazy. When mental effort is high, we default to System 1's shortcuts, heuristics that conserve energy but sometimes mislead us. Kahneman illustrates this with the bat and ball problem. A bat and ball cost $1.10 in total. The bat costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? Your intuitive answer, 10 cents, is wrong. The correct answer, 5 cents, requires System 2 to override System 1's first guess. Chapter 2, Heuristics and Biases. System 1 relies on heuristics, mental shortcuts like availability, judging frequency by how quickly examples come to mind, and representativeness, classifying based on similarity to prototypes. While efficient, these shortcuts produce systematic errors. Availability bias. After seeing news of a plane crash, you overestimate its likelihood. Anchoring effect. The first number you see, even if arbitrary, influences your subsequent estimates. Kahneman shows that awareness alone doesn't eliminate these biases. Our minds cling to them. Chapter 3, Overconfidence. Confident judgments often rest on shaky foundations. Experts provide ranges for forecasts, yet rarely adjust wide enough to account for uncertainty. We tend to ignore base rates, statistical norms, and instead construct coherent but fragile stories. This narrative fallacy leads us into believing we understand the past, and thus misjudge future risks. Chapter 4, Prospect Theory. For decades, economists assumed humans maximize expected utility. Kahneman and Tversky overturned this view with prospect theory, showing that people value gains and losses asymmetrically. Loss aversion. Losing $100 feels roughly twice as painful as gaining $100 feels pleasurable. Reference dependence. We evaluate outcomes relative to a mental reference point, not absolute wealth. These insights explain why investors hold losing stocks too long and sell winning stocks too soon. Chapter 5, The Endowment Effect. Once we own something, we overvalue it. This endowment effect shows how ownership changes our reference point. A coffee mug becomes worth more to us once it's ours than before we possessed it. System 1 attaches emotional significance to the mug, making rational trades surprisingly rare. Chapter 6, Choices Framed. The way options are presented framing profoundly shapes decisions. A surgery with a 90% survival rate is more attractive than one with a 10% mortality rate, even though they describe the same reality. Marketers, politicians, and policymakers exploit framing to nudge behavior, often without our noticing. Chapter 7, Two Selves. Kahneman distinguishes between the experiencing self, which lives in the moment, and the remembering self, which constructs memories and evaluations. Consider a vacation. If its final moments are joyful, you rate it highly. even if much of it was mediocre. Our choices hinge on the remembering self, how we will recall and narrate our experiences, rather than the sum of every moment. Chapter 8, Overcome Anomotif. Can we tame System 1's biases? Kahneman suggests structured interventions. 1. Pre-mortems. Before a project, imagine it has failed. Ask, what went wrong? This exercise uncovers hidden risks and engages System 2 in planning. 2. Checklists. Standardizing critical tasks, like pilots use before takeoff, reduces reliance on fallible intuition. 3. Decision protocols. Separate brainstorming, free-flowing ideas from evaluation, careful analysis, to leverage each system optimally. While we can't eliminate bias, these tools help us mitigate its impact. Chapter 9. Implications for business and policy. From corporate boardrooms to government agencies, Kahneman's work reshapes how we design choice architectures. Behavioral economics. Policies like automatic retirement savings enrollment harness inertia to improve lives. Consumer protection. Recognizing anchoring and framing effects informs fairer marketing regulations. By acknowledging our mental shortcuts, organizations can craft environments that guide better decisions. Final reflections. Thinking, fast and slow, teaches us that our minds are not purely rational calculators, but dynamic systems blending intuition and analysis. By understanding the interplay of System 1 and System 2, we gain insight into our strengths and vulnerabilities. Remember, a reliable way to make people believe in falsehoods is frequent repetition, because familiarity is not easily distinguished from truth. Thank you for joining this 10-minute exploration of Daniel Kahneman's profound insights. May you now approach your judgments and your choices with greater awareness, curiosity, and humility.
And that, my friends, was your 5-minute crash course in literary greatness. You just became 37% smarter without even cracking a spine. You're welcome. If your brain enjoyed that snack-sized story time, imagine what it's like being subscribed to Tell Me More. You'll never need to lie about reading again. Follow us everywhere. Humans Scroll, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Heck, if you see a pigeon flying with a QR code, that's probably us too. It's at Tell Me More on all the socials, because we're modern, mildly unhinged, and fully committed to making you sound way smarter than you actually are. So subscribe, or be doomed to nod silently at book club forever. This has been Tell Me More, where books meet brevity and attention spans come to thrive. Until next time, go pretend you read it.